All right, we are live. Welcome, 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 everyone. It's your girl, Erica Pullen, the host of the Erica Pullen Show, aka Kudos for Kids. Yes, sponsored by Hindsight Media Radio 103.5 FM. As you know, guys, they are located in Atlanta. But guess what? You can hear us whenever you want. We are on iHeartRadio, Google Radio, Hindsight Media Radio 103.5 FM, and of course, my own podcast on Believing in Myself on Facebook. So there are multiple ways to review this interview and other interviews on my shows. Also, YouTube. I forgot about YouTube. We can't get shout out to YouTube, guys. So, with that being said, I have an amazing guest today, Miss Kelly Caleb. She is a multi-serial. I say that really literally. She's a multi-serial author. Oh my goodness, of Now Cow and Friends. She actually has 4 books, guys, and we'll hear more about it. And let me tell you, it is going to blow you away. You are going to be so excited, and you're going to want to purchase all 4 of her books. So stay tuned. But first, I have my own spiel, guys. We are still in a pandemic. I know, Miss Erica. I know the mask mandate has been lifted, but guys, we still need to take the necessary precautions. So please, please, please just make sure that you're washing your hands thoroughly. And if you just so happen to want to wear a mask at this point, it's senseless to wear your mask underneath your nose. You know how Miss Erica does it, like a mustache. That defeats the purpose, guys. You have to wear it above your nose. Very good. Very good. And again, sing one of your favorite songs and make sure you're washing your hands. Now, more importantly, Miss Erica challenges you every week to give back to the less fortunate, guys. Feed the homeless, make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, bless your neighbor with a good old home cooked meal. Donate to your local churches, your local food banks, guys. Again, we have to support each other. And more importantly, we have to give back. We are too blessed not to give back. So that is my spiel today. Now, with that being said, oh my goodness, Miss Kelly Caleb, the author, the beautiful and talented Miss Kelly Caleb. How are you today?
Hi, Erica. I am great. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
You
You
are.
are so energetic. I absolutely love it.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I try to for my babies across the globe. So, yes, thank you so much. What an honor to have you on my show. I had an opportunity to review your books, the PDF files that you sent me. Oh, oh my goodness, guys. I can't wait to grab my copies. They are awesome. So, oh my goodness, kudos to you. And this is why I do this show. But before we jump into your books, tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I'm Kelly Caleb. I'm a licensed mental health therapist. So that's what I do all day long, every day. And I help people with mental health. And one of the things that I work really hard on is taking concepts that people find confusing and making them really simple.
Right.
Giving people tools every single day. I don't want you to just come in my office and vent for 30 minutes or an hour and leave. I want you to come in, vent, let's problem solve, let's give you some tools, and then you can go and make change in your life. Make change every day, right? Because every situation, there's always something we can do to keep the status quo. There's always something we could do to make it worse. And there's always something we could do to make it better. And so that's what I want to focus on. What do you want to do? You want to stick with the status quo? You
Mhm.
want to make it worse or you
Mm.
want to make it better.
That's right.
And so hopefully the Now Cow books will help people make it better.
Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Now, when you say you see people, is it children? What age group do you actually work with?
I see adolescents and children in my private practice, and then I work for a private psychiatric firm during the week, and so I work with all adults there because they don't see children and adolescents. So I've done both. And actually, the first Now Cow book was written years ago as just a poem that I used when I used to work in residential with adolescents.
Okay.
Um,
Awesome.
so I
That's
see
awesome.
people of all ages, really. I
That is
think my
awesome.
oldest client is almost 90. And
Oh
my
my goodness.
youngest are, have been as low as, 8.
Wow. Wow. That
So
is awesome. So kudos to you. You have a tough job, but we need more people like you, Kelly, especially after reading and reviewing your books. Job well done. Wow. And hats off to you because I could not do that. So again, kudos to you. Wow. Now, do you have children or and what do you do in your leisure time when you're not writing all these amazing books and actually working with other clients?
well, I do have children, but they're grown now, so they're adults.
Yes.
And so they're amazing. And so you'll see they're in my dedications to David and Tiara,
Yes.
because they're awesome.
Yes. Yes.
And I wish I'd had the Now Cow books when they were younger. I think that would
Mhm.
have helped me a lot. Because
Yes.
one of the things I like about them is, you know, kind of, they're written in a rhymey Dr. Seuss way.
Mhm.
But they are also written in a way that the adult reading them can get as much of a lesson from them as the kids.
Mhm.
It's just in a different level,
Right.
kind of like an Aesop's Fables. Kids are going to get certain things from it,
Mhm.
but the adults get it too. And
Right.
so I've had a lot of things like, one book is Now Called Help Strong Llama, and that's all about anxiety. And I've had a lot of clients with anxiety who are adults that were like, "Oh, I love this. It's so
Yes.
helpful."
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And in my spare time, I'm learning Korean.
Oh, awesome. I just
So
actually had yeah,
안녕하세요.
I had two guests actually the past 2 weeks who actually speak Japanese. And that is a hard language, Chinese, Japanese, those are hard languages to actually speak and write. So job
Mm-hmm.
well done. My goodness. That is
감사합니다.
awesome. I love it. My goodness. So do you go to school for that or you actually at home training?
I'm doing it at home. I started just teaching myself with books, and then I hired a tutor online, and she's from South Korea. So 감사합니다, 선생님. Uh,
And what did you say? Something about
I
thank
just
you?
said thank you, teacher. So
Oh,
Park Rieshi is my teacher. She's amazing. So I love her. And she
awesome.
helps me. So I have lessons once a week, and then I practice with some apps and stuff like that. I speak Spanish already, but I wanted to learn Korean. And when I finish Korean, I would like to learn Japanese. So that's the next thing on my list.
Awesome. Awesome. I love
Yes.
it. Now, do you ever plan on going to Korea or
I hope
Japanese,
so. I would
Japan?
love to. Yes.
Oh,
I would
good.
love to.
Awesome.
So
I love it. I love it. Not only are you beautiful, but you're very, very intelligent and talented. So kudos to you, Miss Kelly Caleb.
thank you. I love challenges. I'd rather spend my time learning Korean, learning a new language, learning to talk to people. And I go on some Discord channels and I interact with people in Korean. Not very well, but I try. I'm getting better every time,
Oh,
right?
that is
So,
good.
it's great that we have some Discord channels you can go in, and people from Korea go on to learn English, and people from English go on to learn
Okay.
Korean,
Mhm.
or Hanguk. And so, we go in and they correct your Korean, and we correct their English, and it's a great
That is
Great thing to
awesome.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
great
it's a lot of fun.
relationship. Yeah,
Hmm.
awesome. That is great. Now, these books, oh my goodness. And I'm sorry, guys, I keep on turning to the left, but I actually have them pulled up. So your first book is Now Cal Helps Drama Llama, a mindful tale for anxiety. Book
Hmm.
two is Now Cow Helps Bad Habit Rabbit, a mindful
Correct.
tale for changing bad habits, guys. Book three was Now Cow Helps Lost My Shoe Caribou.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Lost my
Um,
shoe caribou.
okay.
Absolutely.
A mindful tale for personal responsibility. And finally, now book number four is Now Cow Helps Fighter Spider, a mindful
Yes.
tale for coping with anger. You can
Yes.
definitely tell your profession. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So what made you come up with these titles and your books, period, as a series? Tell us a little bit more about these books.
Okay. Well, it goes back to actually about 20 years ago when I worked in residential.
Mhm.
I was driving home from a late night shift. I got off at like 10:30 at night. I was driving home and I got hit by a drunk driver.
Oh
And
no.
it hit my car and shoved it all the way through the intersection, flipped me several times, and I landed upside down, 30 feet down in this ditch, this little ravine ditch. And I was stuck there. I got knocked unconscious. I woke up hanging upside down by my seatbelt.
Oh
The
my
car was
goodness.
smashed around me, and I
Ah.
was stuck, and I couldn't get out. Somebody, another coworker, had come behind me, Charlie Leisler, thank you, and had called 911. And
Mhm.
it took them about 2 hours to get, even with the jaws of life, to get the car open. They couldn't get me out.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
and it finally resulted in, I was like, look, my feet were all crunched up under the steering wheel, and I couldn't, I wasn't, I could move, but I didn't have the strength
Right.
because of the accident to do anything. So I was like, if you can just give me something to hang on to and pull me. And so this
Mm,
firefighter climbed in, or EMT, and I grabbed him and he'd pull a few inches, and then I'd like unwind my legs from the steering wheel. And we
mm,
did that for a while until I was able to get straight. And then they slapped the backboard on, pulled me out and pulled me up.
mm.
And following that, I had anxiety. I had some PTSD.
Of
I had some
course.
difficulty
Yeah.
with driving, and because it was Iowa where I lived at the time, there aren't a lot of different routes to where you're going. So I had to drive past that spot
Mm,
every single day on my way to and from work.
mm.
And so I started doing meditation, mindfulness meditation,
Okay.
staying in the now, staying in
Mm,
the moment. I read Eckhart Tolle when he was doing the big
mm,
series with Oprah.
mm,
Um, and it was all about being in the now, being fully present.
mhm, mhm.
Because anxiety comes from fear of the future.
It
What if
does.
this happens? What if this happens?
Right.
Sadness and regret comes from focusing on the past. So if we can stay in the now
Mhm,
and
mhm,
handle what's happening in the now,
mhm,
it limits that, it keeps that scope.
mm,
And so I was like, well, I want to be able to take this concept that I've learned and share it with the adolescents that I work with.
mm,
I was like, well, but they're not going to understand it that way.
mhm,
So I was like, I need to write a story. And I was like, okay, I'm going to make an animal story.
mhm.
Now, what rhymes with now? Well, cow. So now cow. And so and Trauma Llama was me at the time, full of anxiety and just like, what if
Right.
this happens? What if that happens?
Mm,
And you know, uh, one point in the book, Drama Llama goes, "The sun could fall out of the sky. If it does, well, we'd all die, right?"
mhm.
And now Cow is like, listen, Drama Llama, what would you do if the sun should fall on you?
Right.
Right?
Right.
You worry this, you worry that, you see less clearly than a bat.
Mhm,
Calm the voices in your head.
mhm,
They only fill you up with dread. And so I wrote this poem. It was just a poem at the time, a little story, and I brought it in and I was sharing it with the kids at work.
mhm,
And I just kept it for a really long time as something I wanted to make into a book.
Mhm.
And then a couple of years ago, I was hanging out with my friend Liz Martin. Thank you, Liz. And she was like, I was like, well, let me read you this thing that I wrote this long time ago. And I read it to her, and she's like, that's great. That needs to be a book. And I was like, yeah, I know. She's like, no, it needs to be a book.
Oh,
And it
wow.
needs to be a series.
Yes.
You need at least 10.
Yes.
And I was
Yes.
like, oh, are you serious? And she's like, yes. So every week I would go to her house and bring her a new book that I wrote. So I wrote them all. I've got 10 of them
Oh,
written. Um, but I've
awesome.
only got 4 like fully published.
Okay.
And
Awesome.
so, right. And so one of the things that happened, Liz has an organization called Operation Jack's Village. And 10% of my book profits will be donated to Operation Jack's Village. It is an organization to prevent adolescent and childhood suicide
I
and
love it.
help with mental health. And so that's part of what grew out of that.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Mm.
you'll see that in my books. And if you want to check out operationjacksvillage.org, please do that. They have Facebook, they're all over Instagram and all of those things.
I
Um,
love it. I love it.
right. And so that's a partnership that's great. And it's funny because Liz has been a good friend of me since childhood.
Mhm.
Operation Jack's Village got started 2 years ago because her son Jack, who was 13, committed suicide.
Mm. I'm so
Um,
sorry.
yes, and it was tragic for all of us involved. But she, in her true spirit, she and her husband Paul
Mhm.
were like, we're going to make something positive out of this tragedy. And so they
Mm.
started Operation Jack's Village, and they're
Nice.
doing a lot of work with that.
And it's called
Um,
Operation Jack Village.
OperationJacksVillage.org.
Okay. Well, shout out to Liz. Yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
it's awesome. And it's funny because my latest book is Now Cal Helps Fighter Spider,
Hmm.
right? It's a mindful tale for coping with anger. So we've got Fighter Spider down here. We've got Now Cal.
Hmm.
Um, and I'll show you guys what Fighter Spider looks like. She's phenomenal. Look at her.
Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? How about guys? We listen to Miss Kelly read one of her books. Are you in? Very good. Very
I
good.
would love to. Now,
Thank
do you want me
you.
to read part of a book or do you want me to read a whole book?
So
How
we
much?
have, let's just take it away. Let's see.
Okay, I'll read some of Fighter Spider and then we can see how it goes.
Okay, awesome.
So, Fighter Spider got her name from acting tough instead of tame. She liked to fight with all 8 fists. She'd jump and kick with spinning twists. If a brown twig snapped or cracked, Fighter Spider would react. She'd hop and yell and look about, hoping for something to clout. But often there was nothing there, just Fighter Spider punching air. She frightened all the little bugs when they crawled across the rugs in search of food or bug playthings, causing them to flap their wings and cry out in distress and fear. They all learned to stay quite clear of Fighter Spider's web and nest to avoid undue distress. So Fighter Spider was alone, no calls on the telephone. Her mom and dad just shook their head and made her practice weaving threads to spin her web to catch some food and maybe find a better mood. Fighter Spider got kicked out of school because she broke the peaceful rule and she had no self control. When she played sports and scored a goal, she taunted all the other players. Once she tied them up in layers of spider silk that got them sticky and left them all feeling quite icky. No one wanted her around, both in the air and on the ground, which made her want to fight some more so she could even up the score. But there was no one left to fight, and there was no one left to bite. So she crawled the forest floor alone with an angry, spiteful groan. Spider's groan was overheard by gentle Now Cow, who preferred a peaceful, calm, and pleasant talk when she went for her daily walk. So she spoke up to Fighter Spider and offered to walk on beside her. Fighter Spider heard the word and quicker than a hummingbird pounced at Now Cow to attack and tried to give Now Cow a smack. Exactly. Now Cow blinked and stepped aside, for she took it all in stride. But Fighter Spider tried again, pouncing to disturb the zen of Now Cow with a whack and punch. But Now Cow calmly chewed her lunch and evaded every chop with a sideways, peaceful hop. Fighter Spider tried once more to see if she could land a score. She zoomed by Now Cow on a thread and tried to bite her on the head. Now Cow evaded all attacks, all the swatting, jolting thwacks, leaving Fighter Spider quite surprised, and not a little tantalized, for no one else had yet evaded her attacks, and she felt quite deflated. Fighter Spider had to ask, "Now Cow, how do you wear a mask of peacefulness but fight so well?" "I want the 411 intel." "Look at that. Nowhere else will you find Super Cow, Fat Cow, and 00 Cow."
Wow.
Amazing.
That is amazing.
So now, Cow mood, I did not fight. I simply evaded your kick and bite. My peacefulness is not a mask. It is a daily search and task. Within my soul, I look for peace, and with my peace, I get release from anger and from sorrow too. That's something I can offer you if you would like to learn some skills and learn some quiet, peaceful thrills. Fighter Spider made a face. "But where's the fight, the charge, the race? How will people know I'm tough? How will I keep my muscles buff?"
Ooh.
Right? She's all about that. Now Cow said, "Come on, dear Spider." And Fighter Spider walked beside her. Now Cow said, "You are confused. Your self-restraint is underused. First breathe in, and then breathe out before you jump around and shout. For fighting does not make you tough. Violence only makes you rough. Strength arises from within. Think about your yang and yin. You need balance in your life, or your days will end in strife."
That's powerful.
Shall I continue, or do you want me to stop there?
You have a couple more minutes.
Okay, we'll do a couple more pages.
Okay.
Fighter Spider muttered complaint about the concept of restraint, but she thought about her days and her fighting, yelling ways, and realized she had no friends and wanted to have better ends. So she saw Now Cow's control and power, figured if she spent an hour, she might get that skill set too. So she listened to the moo of Now Cow's words and hard advice. She listened once and listened twice.
Awesome. And I'm going to cut you right there just because.
That's perfect.
Guys, I need you to finish this book, which means you what? You have to go get it. Yes, because Miss Kelly has 3 more books, and I'm pretty sure that you're going to want to buy them. Job well done, Kelly. I absolutely love it. Wow, awesome to you. Now, what's this book?
Now, this is the first one, Now Cow Helps Drama Llama. So the great thing about this book is if you go on my YouTube channel, Now Cow and Friends, this whole book is made into a video with me reading it and background music, so everybody can watch it for free.
Awesome.
And hopefully you can like and subscribe, because I'm trying to get to 1,000 people that like it.
Yes.
But you know, you can share it, you can go on there and you can decide for yourself after you get to read the whole book.
Yes.
You know, so this one's you can watch online for free, but you can also buy them all on Amazon.
And I always ask at the end just how we can contact you. Now you have the 2. Do you have the other 2 as well with you?
So this is the Now Cow Helps Bad Habit Rabbit. He gets in trouble. He's a little bit of a food thief, right? So he steals Now Cow's lunch, and she holds him accountable. She's like, "No, we're not doing that here.
Hmm. Hmm.
Nope. You're gonna come with me for a day, and we're gonna teach you some better habits."
That's right. That's
And Bad Habit Rabbit's like, "Well, okay, I'll do that, right?" And
yes.
then we have Lost My Shoe Caribou, whose stuff is just a mess, just everywhere. She's got too much stuff, so he can't find anything. Um, and so Now Cow helps kind of go through, clear everything out,
Yes.
clean it, and then just bring back the things that you need.
Right. Right.
'Cause that's
Awesome.
cluttered space, cluttered mind,
I
right?
need that one for my grandson. Actually, my grandkids. They can all take a page out of your book. Oh my goodness, job well done. Wow. So,
Yeah.
what's in the near future for you, Miss Kelly Caleb?
Okay, well, the next book that's going to be released is Now Cow Helps Mole in the Hole, and that is on
Mm.
depression.
Oh,
And so
awesome.
that is going to be it's all almost all done.
Mhm, mhm.
Just some production things that need to be done with it. So hopefully in the next 3 months or so we'll be able to put that one out. So
And shout
we've
out
got
to her amazing
Oh my
illustrator.
gosh. Yes,
Yes,
please. John Van Hout the third. He's amazing.
job
He
well
was
done.
local artist here in Tampa. He's since moved to New York. So
Okay.
shout out New York. He's out there
Yes,
now.
awesome.
But
Yes.
he did all of the pictures. He's done all the pictures for all my books. He's going to do all of my Now Cow books. I also have some
Wow.
other books that I'm working on that are therapeutically based for people with schizophrenia, other mental health issues like that. So that's down the
Nice.
line a ways yet. So
Yes. Awesome. I absolutely love it. I love you. My goodness. These books need to be teachers, principals,
yes.
and everybody grab a copy of each book. This is so important with what author Kelly is trying to get across to our children. Very important that we learn how to straighten up our room and be clean, right?
Yes.
That we learn
Yes.
not to steal from
Mhm.
others, right? That we have peace over our mental state and so on and so forth. I mean, these books are reality, especially in today's society. So, job well done. Now, how can we get these books and how can we follow you?
Okay. So you can get all of the books on Amazon. Some of them, if you go to nowcowbooks.com, there's a link to some of them on the print on demand for Barnes and Noble, but they're not all on Barnes and Noble.
Mhm.
Um, and the website for my books is nowcowbooks.com. People can email me at nowcowbooks@gmail.com. My YouTube channel is Now Cow and Friends, and I would love it if people went there. My Instagram is Now Cow Drama Llama. And my Twitter is at Now Cow Drama LLA1 because I messed up when I
Awesome.
was making it and I didn't know how to fix it. So I'm stinking hard at social media, but I'm trying. And let me just give a shout out to my awesome friend Don Hunt, who made this great
I love
Now
it.
Cow doll for me. I love
Love
it. Oh, and I also have hold on.
it.
I have little Now Cow cups, one for each
Oh,
character.
I
So
love
this is
it.
an older one, but I've got new ones, but of course I'm not prepared, so I didn't have them all out.
That's
But
okay.
all of my books that are out, the caribou, the rabbit, the llama, and Now Cow and Fighter Spider all have their own cups that people could order as well. Although I don't
Awesome.
think I have those links quite up yet, but I will.
Awesome.
So
Awesome. And guys, if you need information on author Kelly Caleb,
mhm,
Caleb, just DM
yes.
me or send me a note, and I will make sure that I provide all her contact information to you. Now, I never like to end my show without asking you, Miss Author Kelly Caleb, to provide some encouraging and motivating words to our children, some advice for a child that's watching this interview saying, wow, Miss Kelly really hit home with this one. You know, I want to be something in life, but I don't know. I don't know what to do here. What advice would you give to a child to encourage and motivate them to be all that they can be in life?
I would tell them to do the things that they enjoy.
Mhm,
Find people that bring their spirit up and encourage them,
mhm,
and people that are just a little bit further ahead than they are to surround themselves with so that they're challenged
mhm.
and just have fun playing and being a kid. When I was a kid, I was writing stories, I was always reading, and now finally I've turned that into something that I've always wanted to do, which is, a book.
Right.
If you are nice to the people around you and you are caring, but you have healthy boundaries so that they're not pushing you too far, right? You can do whatever you want to do.
Mm,
Anything that you want to do, if you like it, you can learn a skill that will bring you towards it. If
that's
you
right.
enjoy it, then you enjoy it for a reason.
That's right.
I think I've always loved writing and reading because this is what I was supposed to do.
Mhm.
So if you like baking cupcakes, you like running, you like climbing, you like math, you like science, you like dinosaurs, whatever it is, do it.
Do it.
Do
Just
it.
do it. That's
Just,
right.
yes.
Right. Awesome. You are amazing. And again, guys, you can find author Kelly Caleb, Caleb,
Yes.
all her books, her series on Amazon.com.
Yes.
Guys,
And you can follow me as an author on there. I have
and
an author page. So,
awesome, awesome. And YouTube. Please, please
yes.
go to our YouTube and follow her, guys. Seriously,
Thank
these
you.
books are
감사합니다.
well overdue, way overdue. They are way overdue. So, Kelly, God bless you. I'm just so excited that I had an opportunity to meet you. Please keep me posted on your upcoming books so I can bring you back on my show. You are absolutely amazing. I never like to end my segment without saying to you that I adopt everybody that I interview. Everybody. I mean, they just become family. So now I am requesting that we stay in touch and that
I
you
love
are
it.
part of my family. And like I said, anything I can do to market and promote you, please do not hesitate to give me a call. Okay.
Thank you so much, 감사합니다. Gracias. Ten un buen día.
De nada. I do know de nada in Spanish. You are welcome.
Awesome.
Well, guys, that is my show. My show is never ever scripted. I absolutely love, love, love what I do. And it's people like Miss Kelly, author Kelly Caleb. They're the reasons why I do that. She is the reason why I do this show. So, guys, stay tuned. Miss Erica is booked until April. So, I have some
Amazing.
amazing guests coming on my show. Stay tuned. And again, don't forget to buy author Kelly Caleb's series of books. Yes, she has them. These books need to be in the schools and youth centers everywhere. Bless a child. I just challenged you to bless a child. Bless a child with one of these books or all of them, right? Oh my goodness, we have Easter coming up. Put them in Easter baskets, guys. Yeah.
Oh, what a great idea.
Yes, yes, it would be. I know I'm getting my grandchildren this book. So, guys, I challenge you to support author Kelly Caleb and buy her series of books. That is my show for today, guys. I am signing out. God bless you. Stay safe out there. Kelly, what an honor. Please stay in touch, okay?
I will. Thank you so
All
much.
right. You're welcome. I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.
Bye.